sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Hello, YouTube Nation! Welcome back.
Welcome back to another toy review.
What are we doing today, kids?
Alexa Bliss.
We are doing a WWE Alexa Bliss Elite figure. Now, Miss Rebecca?
Yeah.
A lot has happened to Alexa Bliss since this figure's come out, so
Yes, it has.
how are we feeling about that?
I love Alexa Bliss's storyline now.
Did you love Alexa Bliss then? Like during
Before?
this figure?
I did.
Okay.
I've always liked Alexa Bliss.
Gotcha. All right.
But I love her even more now. Because she's wackadoo.
Okay, so this is when she was with her tag team days, and she actually comes with a belt.
Yeah.
So that's good. She does come with two hands, punchy hands.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna let Miss Rebecca start with that. Hayden, you can look at that next.
Okay.
Daddy,
Huh?
so
Oh, are you talking? No questions. We got to talk about it. All right. So Alexa Bliss, the new fiend here, she comes with two fists, a tag champion belt. I honestly cannot tell you who her tag team partner was because it's been so long ago. So the hands are just regular pew 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 fist hands. There is something kind of cool on those hands.
Yep.
All right, and then here is Alexa Bliss, very very tiny, which Alexa Bliss is very very
She is
tiny.
tiny.
I do think that's a very good representation of her head. Does have, as always, the little highlights and whatnot. And then here is the women's tag title that looks pretty decent. All right, Miss Rebecca, what's one thing you noticed about Alexa Bliss?
That her punchy hands, so her regular hands have black fingernail polish, and then her punchy hands also have the fingernail polish.
That's a pretty darn good detail.
I like that.
I do like that as well. Stella, what is one thing you noticed?
So on her punchy hands, it's just her thumbs that have nail polish on them.
I know.
But the other four don't, so I want to know why.
Well, because they couldn't get that detailed.
Oh.
Caden, one thing you noticed.
I like how her gloves are bones.
Gloves are bones. Okay. So this is kind of a cool little figure with that. Now, we do have some other women figures. Let's go with the EST. Just kind of compare kind of height. And that made, I mean, I'll be honest, looking at it from the front,
Bless you.
that doesn't look good because that pony is awful high.
Yeah.
But if you kind of back to back, it's a pretty good, almost a head's taller there, so that's good. I do like the detail. The articulation obviously is going to be awesome just because it's a WWE Elite figure. I think she will fit on the shelves nicely.
Yes.
What is one thing that you would like to change about her, Miss Rebecca?
I don't necessarily think I would change anything about this one. I just hope they come out with a newer version of her now, like fiendishness.
Well, I'm sure they will because, you know, they got to make that toy monies.
And we'll buy it.
Oh, okay. What's one thing that you would like to change, Stella?
I would like to change, actually I wouldn't like to change anything about her. I'd like to add something on
What would you
her.
like to add to her?
So on her top, like the EST one had her signature on it, I think she should have her signature on them too.
Gotcha.
And that all of
Caden,
them should.
what's one thing you do to the figure?
Make the fisty hands have black nail polish.
Black nail polish. Well, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to add to the shelf in a very good way. So what we're going to do is we're going to put her aside for right now because we have another champion. to talk about, which this was just a match.
It was just a match.
So now we're going to talk about the NXT Women's Champion at this time. This is her first ever in the line, Shayna Baszler. So Shayna Baszler, this is her elite figure as well. Miss Rebecca, what's your thoughts on Shayna?
Shayna, I like Shayna as I think she's a good wrestler. I think they've kind of dropped the ball with her as far as storyline goes. The whole her and Nia thing is getting kind of old. So I hope they do more with her and Alexa.
Which should happen. All right, so not a lot of things for her on this. Let's go ahead and have a look at the sculpt. I mean, she is an evil looking human. I mean, I would not mess with her.
But she looks like that in real life.
No, but I mean, she looks like a little butt kicker.
Oh yeah.
There you go, Caden. You can look at that first. Stella, you can look at the title first. I dropped a knife, almost stabbed my foot. That was awesome. Good thing I didn't. This would have got a lot more views. Pass them down.
Let's see.
All right, so Caden, what did you just notice about the action figure?
That her towel on her neck can go off and on.
Does come off. That's kind of a cool. Here's the NXT Women's. This is. I have something to say about this belt. This is poor. That's not the women's NXT championship belt. That is the men's championship belt. Now, the only difference is that it does say women's on it. But you got better eyes than I do. That sure doesn't look like there's... Can I have the figure, please, Stell?
This just says champion.
Yeah, so the NXT has women's on it. All right, Stell, what's one thing you noticed?
Is that her tattoos on her arms are very, very, very detailed.
There is actually, and there is no way, because we don't use any camera other than my iPhone 4 that I have going on here, but there is actually a Queen of Spades tattoo, which is really good. The towel, as Caden says, does come off, which is something she always does. Mm-hmm. That's a cool accessory. The pants, I think, look great. Mm-hmm. The back, Queen of Spades, Queen's Army. I'm sorry, 1980. She's as old as I am.
I do. Okay, so here's my thing about Shayna. I always think that I don't know if she really has eyebrows. I think she might not have eyebrows, but her figure has eyebrows. Every time she wrestles, I have an obsession with eyebrows. I try to see her eyebrows, but I never feel like I can. Comment below and tell me, does she have eyebrows?
It's gonna be
I think she doesn't.
All right, so here's something that I noticed, and I was afraid of this.
What is it?
So, because they were cheap and did not give you a women's title,
it's way too big.
It is way too big. Look at that.
Yeah, it swallows her whole.
So, I mean, it's on the very last pegs. It is not. That is not a good one. So, we're gonna need a. That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to Alexa. Okay, so Stella, out of 10, what do you give Alexa?
I give her an 8.
8. Caden.
I give her a 9.
Miss Rebecca.
I'm gonna give her a 10.
Okay.
I like her.
Okay.
I think she's good.
I like it. Let's go, Caden. What do you give Shayna Baszler?
An 8.
An 8. Miss Rebecca?
I'm gonna give her an 8 because of the belt and the eyebrows.
Okay. Stella?
I'm going to give her an 8.5 because she's very cool, but the belt and the eyebrows.
I give her about a 4.
What? Why? Because the eyebrows.
Very.
Flimsy.
Watch this. You ready?
Oh, that's bad. Don't do that. You're gonna break her.
Very, very loose. Very loose in the chest. Very loose in the legs. The belt is wrong. The belt doesn't fit her. The only really saving grace is that it looks exactly like her. Minus the eyebrows. All right, girls, that's our wrestlers. What do you say?
Peace out, home skillets!